Hey all, Sean from RennEleven here, and welcome to the latest vlog. Guess what we're going to be talking about today? Cheers again for watching, folks. Remember to like, share, subscribe and comment below. Today we'll be looking at the 996 behind me. In fact, this one is my own 911. I got it last weekend and I couldn't be happier. It's an early 996. Key features are the wonderful colour. Those who know me know I love Guards Red, so my first 911 had to be red. It looks so good in the curves of the car. It's definitely a highlight colour. You can tell it looks a little tougher with the factory fit aero kit. The difference between this one, the Carrera aero kit, and the Cup aero kit is the spoiler. A more subtle wang is found on this version than in the Cup. A bit of a fact here as well for you folks. The 996 had the aero kit available prior to the GT3 coming out, so the GT3 is actually a Carrera copy. On top, the car has no sunroof. If you're a Honda fan, you know that fast one was always better without a sunroof. More structural rigidity and a lower centre of mass. Just as good on the 996. An addition from the previous owner was the Top Gear catback exhaust. Has a nice snarl when the loud pedal is depressed. We'll see how I get on with it. May change it. Inside you'll find a manual shifter, a GT3 RS inspired Alcantara steering wheel, which the last pilot chose to fit, and a black leather interior, which complements the exterior shade. Did I mention it's Guards Red? I love it. Out the box, it ticks so many of the things I love and would love to add to my perfect 911. If you know my car history, I can't leave anything alone, so this won't be any different. First thing to change were the tyres. They came with Contis all around. The fronts needed doing, so I decided on fitting the whole set, front and rear. Worth the money? So far so good. Great firm sidewall, grippy, and aesthetically, they look right on the wheel. I do have some plans, but you'll be first to know. Subscribe to keep up with the latest on my 911 build. Follow me at RennEleven on Instagram. How did I manage to bag such a good example of the 911? Well, I'm not one who believes in fate, but the way the stars and planets aligned for this purchase, let's go back in time a bit. March 2012, I was looking through the classifieds on Auto Trader as my friend Matt had recently bought a great 964 in forest green. Seeing it in the flesh made me want one. Couldn't tell you how desirable that car looks in that shade. I've always had a fascination though with red cars, and I knew I had to have one in that shade. Maybe it's because of Man United, all the coolest cartoon characters were red, or in red cars in the 80s. Anyhow, the perfect 964 came up for sale. Bear in mind this was 2012, just before prices started going steeply uphill. There was one that appeared, a 1990 C4 Guards Red, black leather, manual, 120k on the odometer and £10,000. £10,000. I got cold feet. I didn't have a garage for it. Then half hour later it was gone. Every day since then I've kicked myself for not moving forward on it. We shouldn't dwell on the past, I admit, but the desire to own Stuttgart's finest has burned deeply for so long. Fast forward 7 years, I still played around with cars, owning a TT, an M3 which made way for a house deposit, and lastly another TT. Each was a lot of fun. The idea for a 911 has never left my mind, nor my heart. Setting up RennEleven was a way of channeling my passion for the 911, whilst they weren't attainable for many reasons. Through inheriting a property, I decided it made more sense to sell it, but it had a lot more work needing doing to get it to a point to sell. On my Instagram page, during a random chat with a gentleman called Yas, we started talking about our perfect 911s. Now, he recently purchased his, and you've seen it on this page a few times, blue. But at that time, I was telling him what made perfection for me. I told him my dream car, a 996 C2 manual tin top with factory aero. I didn't mention the colour, beggars can't be choosers. He mentioned to me, a friend of mine has a red one. I wasn't in a position to buy it though. I agreed to get the friend's details. I don't like to waste people's time. I wasn't in a position to buy there and then. Anyway, cue the next day, and I started speaking to the owner. He sent me pictures, and it's the perfect 996. What are the chances and what's the luck? But just then, 5 minutes later, I get a message from an old neighbour, and he says to me, I'm interested in buying your property. How much? I'm not a religious man, and I don't really believe in fate, but something definitely happened though. Life was meant to be. And life is meant to be with that car. My mum always told me, do what makes you happy. And as long as you don't harm people, let's do that. Life is fleeting. And if we have the opportunity to achieve something or go somewhere or buy something, do you know what? Do it. Life is far too short. It's magnificent. The fact I can now call myself a 911 owner. It's the best colour. It looks so good. What more could I want? Thank you very much for your time today on this latest vlog. Please like, share, subscribe and comment below. It's because of you I get a real kick out of doing this. I find it a lot of fun. So if you want more, tell me what you want to see. If you want to see more vlogs about events, let me know. If you want to see more about my 996, and you're going to want to, let me know in the comments below. Have a great day. Take care. with factory aero. With a guy I later became known. I had a conversation up with a gentleman called Yas, who just purchased his purchased, you twat. Alright, Burgess.